Police continue to investigate arson and vandalism at a pro-life office on Madison's north side, and they have a message for those responsible.
Plus, 18 charges are filed against a man accused of sexually assaulting and killing a Madison toddler. The court commissioner calling it one of the most serious cases he's seen in decades.
And a strange illness kills 3 Americans at the same Bahamas resort, but we're learning about their toxicology reports. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Well, the heat is here. It's only going to get warmer in the days ahead. Really important to stay up to date on what's happening with the weather this week. It will be a roller coaster.
Along with the heat later tonight and tomorrow, we could have the potential for severe thunderstorms. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti is tracking a couple of different alert days for us. Gary?
Yeah, the first one is basically for the severe thunderstorm threat. The second one is for heat later on in the week. Well, let's start out by taking a look at high-resolution Doppler radar. You can see severe thunderstorms now developing through the Twin Cities metro area and into parts of southeastern Minnesota. A couple of severe thunderstorm warnings and a tornado warning there. That area under a tornado watch to our north and west, and basically north and west of La Crosse until 10 o'clock. That's where the storms are starting to develop tonight. The severe weather threat will move eastward through the overnight hours. The highest severe weather threat over eastern Minnesota, but again, can't rule out at least an isolated severe thunderstorm, especially north and west of Madison from late this evening into early overnight. Tomorrow, the severe weather threat shifts eastward into much of southern Wisconsin, so we have an alert day in the forecast basically for that time period. As we look at visible cloud track, we've had sunshine today. Temperatures have soared into the 80s. We've had strong southerly winds, and now it's becoming a little more humid. So low temperatures that were already in the middle 50s this morning have climbed into the lower 80s so far, and current temperatures are near those highs for the day. And as we check out the forecast, or again, an alert day for Thursday, this is for high temperatures around 90, which would set a record high and bring heat index readings from about 92 to 97. So a lot to talk about in the forecast. Look for an overnight low temperature of about 67, a round of thunderstorms around midnight or so, and then another round of storms late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night. But before that happens, high temperature hits 86, and that will be close to a record as well. Later on, I'll take a look at how much in the way of record high temperatures we have in the forecast, as well as threats for additional severe weather later this week.
Gary, thank you. Despite quick reaction, condemnation, and theories about an act of vandalism at a pro-life office here in Madison, answers about who did it are not coming nearly as quickly.
Police say they found evidence of arson, but right now, no arrests have been made. Crews arrived at the Wisconsin Family Action Office on the city's north side around 6 a.m. yesterday and found flames coming from the building. The organization believes the incident was politically motivated. They also found the words, "If abortions aren't safe, then you aren't either," spray painted on the wall. Leaders say for now, the staff will work from home while the office is being cleaned. Excuse me. Police did share a few updates with us this afternoon.
And that includes the news that federal partners are now helping. Our Brad Hamilton is live with more from the scene. And Brad, what can you tell us?
Eric and Susan, Chief Barnes is preaching patience tonight, mainly because officers don't really know who committed this arson just yet. What we do know is that investigators found not one but 2 Molotov cocktails inside the Wisconsin Family Action Office. Those have now been turned over to evidence as federal partners. Other new details regarding this investigation remain on short supply for now. However, Chief Barnes has a strong message for whoever did this.
There is no room for hate or violence in Madison. In fact, there's no room for hate or violence anywhere in our country. Hate or violence do not advance any cause, and unfortunately, we're investigating the fruits of hate and violence in the form of an arson. We're a specific nonprofit.
Investigators are still searching for digital evidence as they await forensic results. And anyone with information regarding this incident should please call Madison Police. Coming up at 6, we are going to continue our coverage here as this story continues to develop.
Brad Hamilton reporting live. Brad, thank you. The fallout from the attack continues in Wisconsin.
And that has caused a political storm. Will Keneally has been tracking those reactions for us today. Will?
That's right. So we've already heard from Governor Evers, who condemned the violence in a statement yesterday. But today he doubled down at a groundbreaking in Verona this morning, calling the violence bad for Wisconsin.
They should be arrested and put on trial. This is unacceptable. The idea that violence is going to solve this issue, the resolve around that is not violence. It's not going to be solved by violence.
What he said yesterday and what what Josh Call said yesterday, and I thought they were both dramatically weak for the position that they're in.
So AG candidate Adam Jarko there drew parallels with the violence during the 2020 protests, echoing conservative calls that Evers did not do enough. He said that the AG's office should marshal resources from the Division of Criminal Investigation to assist law enforcement. This has not been the only time in Wisconsin we've seen damage done to a building around the issue of abortion. In 2012, an explosive device was detonated at the Planned Parenthood office in Grand Chute.
Will, thank you. As Brad said, we're still waiting for many answers in this case, and we will post any updates we get in this case at our website and mobile app. First, if you want to get that information as soon as possible, download the Channel 3000 app.
Arguably, there isn't an amount because the facts are so grievous and serious with the prior record to expect that somebody's going to voluntarily appear in court.
Strong words from a Dane County court commissioner just moments ago, choosing to hold Marshawn Giles on a $1 million cash bond. Giles accused of killing a young girl in Madison late last month. And earlier this afternoon, prosecutors charged him with 18 counts, including murder and child sexual assault.
In court records, he's accused of physically and sexually assaulting both the toddler and her mother and throwing the child several times on the night she died. We already knew Child Protective Services was involved, but Naomi Coles reveals how much more contact there was than we previously knew. Naomi?
Court records say that children told police that Giles threatened them with guns, physically abused them, and that Giles had assaulted their mom and given her a gun, telling her to kill herself. All of this in just the days leading up to the toddler's death. But when police trying to get CPS to formally remove the children from the home where the mom and boyfriend lived, CPS said it still wasn't enough to prove the children were in imminent danger. According to the court records, the only reason that the toddler's two older siblings were not at home at the night the girl died, it was because they themselves refused to go home with their mom that night when she picked up the toddler. They told police and their grandparents several times they didn't feel safe at home. This wasn't the first time the CPS got involved with Giles. I reported on his lengthy criminal history in Rock County in 2019, the string of incidents that landed him behind bars until last year. Now, we're also learning CPS was involved in that county for 2 other children, but ultimately they closed the case because they couldn't find a gun that the victims said they were being threatened with. Court records also say Giles had been dating the toddler's mother for a few months, starting in January. The mom said it started fine, and it was only in the few weeks before the girl's death that he started becoming abusive and controlling.
Naomi, thank you. During a Russian Victory Day celebration, President Vladimir Putin gave no indication of letting up his attacks. Chris Wynn has the latest on the crisis in Ukraine.
In Russia, a Victory Day parade commemorating the country's defeat of Nazi Germany at the end of World War II. Russian President Vladimir Putin reiterating his accusation that the West left him no choice but to invade Ukraine and offering few clues on the direction of the conflict.
Russia repelled this aggression in a preventive way. This was the only correct decision.
Over the weekend, a new slate of sanctions, with the U.S. cutting off Kremlin-controlled media outlets from American advertisers and banning Russia from using some American consulting services.
There was no reason for him to either declare victory or declare a war that he has already been carrying on for more than 2 months.
On Monday, the president of the European Council was forced to take shelter during a visit to Odessa as missiles struck the region. This following First Lady Jill Biden's unexpected Mother's Day trip to western Ukraine. Her visit to an active war zone, a rarity from the spouse of a sitting U.S. president. Meanwhile, dozens are feared dead in the Luhansk region after Russians were accused of bombing a school sheltering Ukrainians over the weekend. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky vowing his country will win the war.
We are free people who have their own path. Today, we are waging war on this path, and we will not give anyone a single piece of our land.
In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn reporting.
Meanwhile, the humanitarian crisis in Ukraine continues. A Pentagon spokesperson says there are indications Ukrainians are being moved into Russia against their will. A fleece jacket worn by Ukraine's president sold for big bucks at a London auction, raising money for the war-ravaged country. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson kicked off the Brave Ukraine event, urging bidders to dig deep. Opening price set at $60,000, but the hammer fell at more than $110,000. Other items auctioned off included toys donated by the president's wife and a guide guided tour of Kyiv by the city's mayor, a former world heavyweight boxing champion. The event raised more than $1 million for humanitarian aid in Ukraine.
Investigators in the Bahamas are still searching for answers after 3 American tourists died and another was airlifted to a hospital. All 4 victims were staying at the Emerald Bay Resort in Great Exuma. The Bahamas health minister said 2 people complained to staff that they were feeling ill and were treated at a medical facility. The couple was found dead the next morning. A man was found dead in another room, and his wife was airlifted to a hospital with severe swelling and paralysis.
If you start to feel ill and it's not getting better, that you go to an emergency room wherever you are. And if the treatment doesn't work, go back to that emergency room.
Health officials have not determined what caused the deaths, but say foul play is not suspected. Investigators are waiting for autopsy results.
Still to come at 5, bridging the digital divide.
How President Biden plans to expand high-speed, low-cost internet access to millions of Americans after the break. And later, we'll meet a famous cow in northern Wisconsin celebrating her 15th birthday. More on what makes Lucy so special coming up at 6.
More red numbers on Wall Street. The Dow falling another 654 points. The Nasdaq off 521. S&P slides another 132. And we'll be right back.
How do you use your energy? Giving back to your community? Fueling your drive to deliver hope for neighbors in need? At Alliant Energy, we're creating more clean, renewable energy every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power. We're thinking about a brighter future. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
If you have type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, you're a target for chronic kidney disease. You can already have it and not know it. If you have chronic kidney disease, your kidney health could depend on what you do today. Farsiga is a pill that works in the kidneys to help slow the progression of chronic kidney disease. Farsiga can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in women and men, and low blood sugar. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may lead to death. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farsiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis. And don't take it if you are on dialysis. Take aim at chronic kidney disease by talking to your doctor and asking about Farsiga. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Farsiga.
Even liberal fact-checkers say Democrats have repeatedly lied about me. Now they distorted my record on the tax relief I got for more than 90% of American businesses. The truth is, because of my efforts, small businesses like these on Main Street were able to stay competitive with the big guys. I held firm so that all businesses got tax cuts, allowing them to grow and create good-paying jobs. I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Impatience is a virtue. When you know what you want, waiting isn't an option.
New Balance Madison, we got now.
Dane County Executive Joe Parisi wants to give county employees an extra $1,000 to adjust for inflation. Find out what could stop that from happening.
And there's a chance for severe weather and high heat for the next few days. I'm keeping you ahead of the storms tonight at 6.
Need to know what the traffic is like before you hit the road? Get the Channel 3000 app now, and I'll tell you where the trouble spots are and how to get around them. The Channel 3000 app. Get it now.
Powered by News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. President Biden is expanding high-speed internet access for millions of American households.
It's part of a program from the bipartisan infrastructure law. Deborah Alfarone reports on how for some that could mean an internet bill of $0.
High-speed internet is not a luxury any longer.
It's a necessity.
Bridging the digital divide. President Biden announced 20 internet providers have agreed to speed up internet service and lower costs for millions of Americans.
If you qualify, you're going to get a $30 credit per month toward your internet bill, which most folks will mean they get on for nothing.
The average cost of a broadband internet connection in the U.S. is $61.07 a month, according to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, among the highest in the world. Providers are now capping costs for qualifying Americans at $30 a month, matching the internet service subsidy in the president's $1 trillion infrastructure law. The need for speed became even more apparent during the pandemic with remote learning and work from home.
I think it's vital at this point to make sure that all families have that option available to them so that we don't move backwards in terms of what we learned from COVID.
The president made expanding high-speed internet access in rural and in low-income areas a priority on the campaign trail and also in his push to get the infrastructure bill through Congress.
Many states and municipalities are working to expand access, which residents in rural areas liken to keeping the lights on.
In today's economy, this is just the same thing.
Those who are receiving SNAP benefits, Medicaid, or even Pell Grants may qualify. 11.5 million Americans have already signed up. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Washington.
And to determine eligibility and sign up for the program, there's a number you can call. It's 877-384-2575, or simply go to getinternet.gov. A breakfast with champions today for the Madison School District, recognizing students who went above and beyond in their extracurricular activities during the school year. District leaders lauded their efforts, saying co-curriculars are every bit as important as academics. The students were honored with a breakfast at Memorial High School and a Superintendent Award of Excellence for their achievement in athletics, forensics, and the arts.
Well, it felt sticky outside for the first time in a long time today. Windy, too, and Gary's here now with more summer-like weather this week.
Yeah, we have the potential for severe weather as well as record heat. First, we have an alert day in the forecast from late this evening through tomorrow evening for the potential for a couple of rounds of severe thunderstorms. One right around midnight, give or take an hour or two either way here in Madison. That would be mainly for wind and hail. And then tomorrow, additional thunderstorm development in the afternoon and evening brings the potential for high winds, hail, perhaps even an isolated tornado. Severe weather already occurring north of the Twin Cities. Tornado warning in effect for parts of east central Minnesota. You can see a rapidly rotating storm here, possible tornado near Mora, Minnesota. These storms are racing to the northeast at about 60 miles an hour. You can see a whole line of tornado and severe thunderstorm warnings that stretch down into southeastern Minnesota. This line of storms will eventually develop farther to the south. Right now, a tornado watch in effect north and west of La Crosse until 10 o'clock, but the severe weather threat starts spreading eastward tonight. Fortunately, the highest severe weather threat is about where it is now, in the Twin Cities metro area into southeastern Minnesota, west central Wisconsin, about as far east as Eau Claire. The tornado threat also highest there, but through the nighttime hours, the storms will weaken as they push into southeastern portions of Wisconsin. This area of hail brings the potential for hail 2 inches in diameter or larger, and there's also a high wind threat as well. But again, the highest severe weather threats, level 1 and 2, mainly north and west of Madison for tonight. Now tomorrow, that severe weather threat moves eastward into southern Wisconsin, much of southern Wisconsin, in a slight risk or level 2 risk for severe thunderstorms with a marginal risk for isolated severe thunderstorms elsewhere. Hail, high winds, main threats. Can't rule out an isolated tornado. Tornado threat a little bit less than what they're seeing out to the west today, but again, that could change for tomorrow. On Wednesday, the severe weather threat shifts back to the north and west as the next round of thunderstorms develops, but it's possible there could be additional thunderstorm development in the southern Wisconsin, so we'll even have to keep out the idea, an idea that the potential is there for some severe weather on Wednesday as well. Rainfall amounts through Wednesday morning, most areas picking about a ½ inch to an inch of rain, but there could be areas that pick up 2 or 3 inches of rain in a couple of rounds of heavier thunderstorms. Then we have an alert day in the forecast for Thursday for unseasonably hot and humid weather with record or near record high temperatures around 90 degrees and heat index readings in some cases close to 100. Notice the heat for the rest of this week, but then next week temperatures drop back to below normal. We're back in the 60s, but the rain chances will die down. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms late evening into the early overnight hours, low at 67, so breezy and very mild. For tomorrow, look for a high temperature of 86. That would be close to a record high temperature, but it'll be very warm and humid, and thunderstorms will develop in the afternoon. You can see this on Future Track. You can see that line of thunderstorms. This is midnight tonight to our north and west, weakening as it pushes on through, and this is the very latest computer model update. It actually weakens the storms just a tad bit more quickly, so hopefully that'll keep the severe weather threat out to the west. Maybe a couple of thunderstorms during the morning, but more thunderstorms developing tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night. Low temperatures dropping only into the upper 60s. And then on Wednesday, high temperatures in the lower to middle 80s. But notice the temperature contrast. 70s with winds out of the southeast over here, winds out of the south, temperatures in the mid-80s over southwestern Wisconsin. That's why there could be the potential for a couple of isolated strong to severe thunderstorms on Wednesday, even though the rain threat is relatively low. Rainfall amounts, ½ inch to an inch generally. Some pockets of 2 to 3 inch rainfall amounts if you get caught underneath a couple of heavier thunderstorms. 7 to 10 day forecast. Again, the alert day for the heat on Thursday. Friday, thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs still in the mid-80s. All of those days could set record high temperatures and even records for overnight low temperatures being that warm. And then temperatures cool back into the 60s for next week as the rain chances start to diminish. As we check out first warn traffic right now, we were seeing some delays on the Beltline. This is the view at Fish Hatchery Road in the Beltline. Traffic moving pretty slowly in both directions. Eastbound Beltline delays from Monona Drive to around Todd Drive in the construction zone. Westbound from Todd Drive back to Park Street. Right now, about a 20-minute trip on the eastbound Beltline from University Avenue to the interstate. 16 minutes back in the westbound direction. No problems on I-3990 from the Beltline to Janesville, US 12 Middleton to Sauk City, or East Washington Avenue and US 151 from downtown to Sun Prairie. That's your News 3 Now First Warn Traffic.
All right, Gary, thank you. It is National Nurses Week. Tonight, just one of many stories about how they make such a difference and how they made one young man a survivor. Next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
When cleaning your air ducts, it's important to clean the entire system. And air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer removes pounds of trapped dirt, dust, and allergens from your home completely. Call today for a free inspection.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Culver's couldn't have started anywhere but in Sauk City, Wisconsin. Still today, we are a family restaurant. Here, nearby farms grow the food we eat, smiles are contagious, and everyone is someone's neighbor. It's a place where our love of fresh food is as strong as our love for each other. It's a feeling of welcome you'll notice the moment you stop by. Because where we come from has made us who we are, and for that, we couldn't be more proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Before treating your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, you're not the only one with questions about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start, with about 10 minutes of treatment once every 3 months. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you, and if a sample is available.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. Plus, right now, you may pay $0 for Botox. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Botox.
This ain't about the donor class with their name on trucks, nor the establishment. Man, they failed us for decades. This is about the ones who work for a living, just worry about safe streets and buying groceries. Warrior conservatives. This is about Kevin Nicholson, one of us. The Marine who never forgot how to fight. It's in his gut. Conservatives, rise up. We have a leader. Like an eagle protects his head.
We all need a rock we can rely on. To be strong. To overcome anything. To be unstoppable. That's why millions rely on the strength and financial guidance of Prudential to achieve their dreams. Who's your rock?
The Stanley Steamer started with one man, a van, and a whole lot of carpet. We've been innovating for a long time. Stanley Steamer now goes beyond carpet. Schedule a cleaning today.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
All of us at some point will be in the care of a nurse and understand just how crucial they are.
It is especially meaningful for one young man who says his nurses helped him survive cancer and gave him a new mission for his future. Bradley Blackburn reports.
When Maxwell Jones was just 19 years old, he got a medical diagnosis he never expected: acute lymphoblastic leukemia.
The first time my doctor sat me down and said, "Look, I think you have leukemia," I just said, "I got this."
He started treatment at Advent Health's pediatric oncology unit in Orlando, and Max's freshman year of college came to a halt. He had already been considering a career in nursing.
I've always just had this feeling inside that I want to care for people.
So Max decided to learn everything he could from the nurses caring for him, especially Nurse Delaney Postma.
He was always asking, "Hey, what are you doing? Can you teach me how to do this?"
Delaney, from the beginning, I always knew that something was really special about her.
Delaney and his other nurses cheered him on through a bone marrow transplant. Now 23, Max is cancer-free and studying nursing at the University of Central Florida.
Good morning.
Recently, he returned to his old pediatric oncology ward, this time for training as a student.
He was here one day.
With my experiences with my nurses and in the ward, I changed my mind and wanted to go into children's oncology.
He also got a surprise visit from Delaney.
Delaney, how do you think Max is going to do as a nurse?
Oh, he's going to do fantastic. I have no doubt in my mind.
There's always something that I can bring back that they taught me or talked about. And I think I'll carry that throughout my entire career.
Mentorships that have changed his life with the nurses who helped save it. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
This is National Nurses Week. The American Nurses Association says there are more than 4 million registered nurses in the U.S. We'll get a final check on your forecast when we come back.
As you remodel, don't toss your cabinets and appliances. Donate to Habitat Restore. Give your items a second life while proceeds build Habitat for Humanity homes. Donate today. Habitat Restore, Dane County.
Update your doors with 11% off at Menards. Whether you're adding extra security to your door or simply updating a new lever, Menards offers over 100 styles and 6 finish options of quick set lock sets, levers, handles, and deadbolts. Now all 11% off. Pick up a Larson Storm Door today and start enjoying the fresh air with a screen-away retractable screen. What are you waiting for? Larson Storm Doors are 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
You can get your smile back today. At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we make high-quality tooth replacement affordable for everyone. So whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or life-changing dental implants, we have an experienced dentist who can help you go ahead and smile. Click or call to schedule your new smile consultation today.
Go ahead and smile.
Raising healthy children takes a village, and kids thrive when their village is healthy too.
SSM Health and News 3 Now are helping you unlock a healthier world with our Time for Kids Keys to Health campaign. We'll show you how sustainable choices create healthier lifestyles, explore the impacts of food security on families,
and share ways we can help build a healthy community together. So join us on air, online, and in your village.
And take time for kids.
At Papa Murphy's, we build your pizza with the freshest ingredients. You take it and bake it fresh in your oven.
So technically, I make the pizza.
At Papa Murphy's, we make great pizza, so you can make the pizza great. Papa Murphy's, change the way you pizza.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
My dad risked everything to start a little construction company. He was the welder, and my mom drove the dump truck. Nothing fancy about that, but it was theirs. I'm Tim Michaels, and I'm proud to follow in his footsteps, growing the business from a few hundred employees to today, over 8,000. I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman who knows how to get things done, create jobs, and how to lead. And that's exactly what I'll do as governor.
Tim Michaels for governor.
We do have some breaking news out of Indiana at this hour. Police have located Alabama fugitive Casey White and corrections officer Vicky White, who investigators say helped him escape an Alabama correctional facility. Officers say a pursuit in Evansville, Indiana, ended in a crash. Casey White is said to have surrendered to police and is now in custody. Vicky White was reportedly transferred to a hospital with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Her condition said to be unknown.
We'll continue to follow it tonight at 6. Gary's here now with an update on the forecast.
Yeah, we're watching severe thunderstorms already in the Twin Cities area into parts of southeastern Minnesota. Those are heading to the east, but additional storms will develop farther to the south with time. There is a severe weather threat from Madison to the north and west overnight. Tomorrow for much of southern Wisconsin, so we have an alert day in the forecast for that. Temperatures right now in the 80s from Madison to the south and west with strong winds out of the south, so be prepared for storms later tonight.
More updates in a half hour. News 3 now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.